Guys, welcome back to another video. Today what we're going to do is actually mix the beat that we created on our last video for song number 3. I didn't really do much to it. I think I just changed up the hi-hats and that's about it. And probably the melody is a little different. I'm pretty sure I just fixed it up a little bit, but it's the same notes. But other than that, what we're just going to do is just mix the beat, just doing some simple leveling, EQing, and a little bit of compression. So I'm gonna do it a little bit different this time. What I want to do is actually just highlight all of the tracks and then just bring them all down like this. And then from here I'm slowly bring up every instrument up to where I want it. So I'm gonna start off with the kick. And from the kick, what I want to do is just try to hit around, where's the kick here? Probably about -9, -6 in between there. But before I do that, I want to switch the kick to use a mono track and also with the 808. Highlight it, press Alt and then just drag down so it copies everything. There we go. So I could delete this now. Okay, so now we're ready to start. So I'm gonna start with the kick. Let me label it. Start with the kick, bring the 808 down, just bring it all up. There we go. Okay, now that we have the kick where we want it, probably in between there, I want to bring in the 808 and just bring the 808 under. There we go. And as you can tell, the 808 and the kick are clashing. So what I want to do is actually just EQ it a little bit. Let's start with the kick. Just take out a EQ, and what I want to do is at 400 hertz, I want to bring it down a little bit. Also around 250. Bring it down a little bit. And around 100 hertz, I want to boost. About there. So now that I boosted at 100 hertz, what I want to do is go to the 808 and actually subtract 100 hertz. And I also want to take down 400 and then just take out all the highs. There you go. And then for the kick, I think we could also take out some of the low, probably around 40, to give like the sub more room. Then take out some of the lows also from the kick. About there. So I just want to EQ a little bit, and then from here I want to bring in probably the main chords. And the chords are already EQ'd. I'm gonna add this vinyl here. See if it makes a difference. So I'm gonna leave it turned off for now, but I'm gonna make sure I turn it on when we bounce the track. So then I'm gonna bring in the melody. It's already EQ'd a bit. I just did this, brought down 400 range, took out the low, took out some of the high. So I'm just gonna bring this in to make it sit under the chords. I don't want it to be too loud. that's good there. Next what I want to do is bring in the snare. Probably bring it up a little more. Probably bring it down a little bit more. To me, it's a little too bright, so I'm just going to bring it down a little bit. And then we could also EQ the snare. So we could do that. Take out a simple EQ. Take out some of the lows. And the thing with the snare is that because I kind of want that punch in the bottom, I'm probably going to use about a 12 dB slope and just take out around here. Take down some of this. I'm just going to bring it down just a little bit more. You could also boost around the 2000 hertz if you want more brightness on the snare. So that's good about there. So right now what we're just doing is just leveling everything. Now I'm going to bring in the hi-hats. All I did with the hi-hats was just EQ all this out and just leave the main part of the hi-hats. There we go. I'm probably leave it there. Now I'm just going to bring the open hat. There we go. I kind of want that open hat to be in the background. I don't want it to be too bright. We could also EQ it. So what I want to do here is take out this band and also do like around an 18 slope, probably even a 6 or 12. There we go, it's good. Now we could bring in the drop. There we go. So that's pretty much how I want it all leveled for now. And then right now what we could do, since we have everything pretty much EQ'd, we could start compressing and doing a couple more stuff like that. So what I want to do is I want to start off with the 808 because I like to work my way from the low to the high. So I'm just going to bring in a waves plugin, the max bass. Where is it? Here it is. And I'm just gonna, I don't want it to be too aggressive, so I'm probably do a light, see how it sounds. There we go. And then from here I also want to do, I want to side chain it to the kick. So I'm just gonna bring in the R compressor from waves, go to sidechain here, just look for the kick. I think it's this one. No, let me see. Best way to find it is you actually just go could name it something like kick 99, and then just look for it. It's just this one. I just kind of want a quick, fast, and release. So that way the kick just comes in and then the 808 just plays out. There we go. So for the kick, what I want to do is actually just bring in, I'll bring in the vintage EQ, the tube EQ. And then from here, I just want to probably put it around 80 hertz and just boost it around there. Probably do 60 hertz. Here we could just bring down the volume a little bit. I'm actually going to take that off. I don't like how it's sounding. What I could do is actually just put on some distortion, probably some overdrive. Bring this down. There we go. So now that the 808 and the kick is compressed, sidechained, what I want to do, I'm just going to compress the kick real quick. And for that, I just want to use, I used this one last time. I'm going to use a different compressor. Probably just use a regular stock compressor. There we go. Just want to do a 3-to-1 ratio, something small. I don't like over compressing stuff, especially like a kick like this where it's just hitting out every bar. There's no point in really compressing it unless you were to have like a lot of rolls and double kicks and stuff like that. Then you would want to compress it more. But I'm just gonna slowly bring down the threshold. So I don't want to over compress. We could actually recompress the 808 just a little bit more, just to make sure it's it doesn't peak and it doesn't over distort later on. So we could do is actually just use stock. We're gonna use a stock compressor from Waves, and we'll just go to guitars, platinum bass, take the auto gain off, probably bring up the makeup gain. There we go, that's about good there. I think it sounds right. So now that we have the low pretty much done, what we could do is move on to the snare. And we could compress the snare a little bit. like I said, I don't want to over compress it, so I'm just gonna use probably use the same compressor I used on the kick. So same thing. Just want to do probably do a 4-to-1 ratio for this. There we go. Probably bring it back a little bit more. That's good about there. So now that we have this, we could compress the chords. Move on to this. And like I said, this doesn't really need compression that much. So I'm just going to add like a subtle compression. We can use the H compressor from Waves. Probably do the same thing, just 3-to-1 ratio. Bring the threshold down and just mess with it. There we go. Take this analog off, or I could just leave it at 1. So that's good there. Now we could compress the melody. And the same thing, I'll choose the same compressor. And I'll do the same, keep it the same. Very good. So that's how it's sounding right now. So now I'm not going to compress the hi-hats nor the open hat. What I'm going to do is actually just add a little bit of tremolo to the hi-hats, and that would be, it's down here. So that way the hi-hats just kind of move everywhere, so it kind of creates some space open. There we go. And then for the open hats, I'll just leave it how they are. For this drop, we can add like a EQ it a little bit. There we go. And then we could also add like a spreader. So for that, we could just let's use a regular spreader. Yeah, we could use that one. I mean, to me, it doesn't really matter. Now that we have everything pretty much leveled, EQ and compressed, anything else we add to it would just be whatever we prefer. So I don't plan on adding any reverb yet or any delay to anything until I put the vocals on, and then I kind of just mix it together more as a whole once I have the vocals on there. So I'm trying to think of anything else we could do to it. Okay, so I'm liking how it sounds, and then I'm just gonna bring everything down. So I'll probably bring it around -6 so I can have some headroom when I add the vocals. Just gonna bring it down a little bit. That's good right there. I like how it's sounding. And then once I had once I had the vocals, we could do more mixing. So I'm just gonna leave it how it is right here. And then on the next video, when I add the vocals, we're going to mix the vocals together, and then from there we're going to master the song, and then that will be our third song. So if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. If you have any suggestions, leave it in the comment section below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.